If you want more of the Fish Tank, including recent episodes with Zach Thomas, Channing Crowder, Aronde Gadsden, and more, make sure to check out their Twitter feed, which is at the Fish Tank 81. They also have that exact same handle on Instagram. Okay, now we're going to turn to the Miami Heat. They start training camp this upcoming week. One bit of business that did get resolved, Dwayne Wade returning to the team. The Heat beat guys, obviously, we're very excited about that. Before we move on to that clip, though, I want to thank all the sponsors of the 5 Reasons Sports Network. That includes Doral Toyota, BetDSI, Seltzer Mayberg, Greenlight Tech, and others. If you'd like to advertise with the network, reach out to us at 5 Reasons Sports. That's the number 5 Reasons Sports. And now, Miami Heat beat.
It feel like Miami. Miami, 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 Miami. It feel like Miami.
Welcome to this very special edition of the Heat Beat Podcast. I'm your host, Carlo Navas, and with me today, we have producer and co-founder, Mr. Brian Coins.
Way back.
We have our Saucy Nuggets insider, Mr. Lefty Leif.
Good evening. What a great night.
What a great night. And we have our Photoshopper and professional anime lover, or I guess it's professional Photoshopper and anime lover, Brass Jazz. We're just excited here. We're ready to go. Hello, Brass.
I'm happy to be here.
Brass, you do so much voice work for the network. We need to think of something new. You're not just a Photoshopper and an anime lover. You're so much more. So we need to...
Maybe I'll come up with another segment tonight.
The voice of the network.
The voice of the network. La voz. Brass. Shout out to you, Jose Pineda. But today we start with the news of the weekend. That is, of course, the Jacksonville Jaguars beating the Patriots. No, I'm just kidding. Dwayne Wade is back, guys. Like, D-Wade, like, I was in my friend's house. She just had a baby. We're with the child. We're having a beautiful time, and all of a sudden my phone blows up, and I look at it, and I see that D-Wade is back for what looks like a veteran's minimum contract, and I literally jump up. I grab my friend, I kiss the baby, and I throw my fist to the heavens because it means the video Alf and I made didn't go to waste. Check that out at my Heat Beat. But Leif, D-Wade's back, man. After we didn't think this was gonna happen.
It got dicey there at the end. It felt like he was definitely contemplating retirement. It came close. And, this offseason, we've had a lot of expectations. So for it to go the way that it's went, which is quiet, that was kind of a gut punch. And if Dwayne wouldn't have came back, it would have been really difficult to conjure up like real, genuine, authentic excitement about this season. And Dwayne's back. So we get to be excited. Baby. We get to have fun with this thing. I immediately started thinking about that road game in Philly and just, all the moments, the home game at Philly at the end of the season, and just thinking about recreating that kind of stuff all season long. I don't know, that it kind of like gave me that,
I have chills, dude. Back. Like, we get the farewell tour. Like, we didn't think, I didn't think Dwayne was going to do that. And I know that Dwayne, deep down inside really wants to be appreciated and really wants to be loved. But I honestly thought, because of everything that he said, that he was just going to one day, it was going to be like Manu Ginobili. It was going to be like, he was going to decide at the end of one season whether he was going to go or not, and that was going to be it. So I'm really happy that as fans, as people that appreciate him, as media members, we get a chance to cover him, to appreciate his greatness, his career, celebrated over the year, like the way he deserves, man. Brass, I know you agree with me. I see you nodding.
Yeah. I think I like the timing of it. Kind of works because the team is going to be fine. And it's not like that. The Kobe year, his Kobe farewell tour, that team was total garbage.
Bad.
That was total garbage. It was bad. And so this team is actually, it's still going to be able to compete.
It's a playoff team.
It still has a future. It's absolutely a playoff team. He's going to have playoff moments. And suck it, Kobe. You didn't get a chance to do that. This is so
Kobe
much
went
better.
out like a boss.
So this is the actual farewell tour.
Kobe went out like a boss, means
dude.
Something. Can't even slander that dude.
That was
badass. Dude.
Do y'all think that Wade's gonna have like at least how many games you think he's gonna go Kobe mode, where it's like I'm taking 16 field goals in this quarter, and that's it because this is my last season. Do you think he's gonna have like that
versus
streak in him?
Lakers? Versus Lakers and at Lakers? Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yes, definitely.
He'll probably want to take out the Knicks that way. Maybe who else?
You know, he oddly has had epic games against the Jazz throughout his career.
That's true.
That's like something that's always been like I remember so many great D-Wade Jazz games as just a random footnote that's happened like too many times. The Knicks is obviously one.
Yeah, he had a game winner, I remember.
Yeah,
Chicago.
His last game, Chicago, would probably be one there too.
He torches Orlando. Poor Orlando. He has.
Well, I'm glad someone can torch Orlando on this team.
That's true. Orlando horrifies me.
First game of the year.
Yeah, I feel a lot better about that now.
Chris Whittingham over there on 5 Reasons saying that Orlando's better than the Heat. What kind of nonsense is that?
Oh, Chris.
That's taking this a little bit to the extreme.
Calling you out, Christopher Whittingham. Guys, I was, and everyone, it's very well documented how much I love D-Wade, but I was still really surprised by how genuinely happy I was. I was overjoyed with just the idea of, and I didn't even think as far ahead as what we're talking about now about the farewell tour. I was just thinking, oh my God, I get to watch D-Wade play more. Like, it didn't feel like enough last season. It felt, it was good to have it, but I wanted a whole year, selfishly.
I totally get where you're coming from. I mean, I think about it like this. Like, when Zoe got carried off the court in Atlanta, right? That's where he blew his knee out, I think it was. If I had known that was going to be his last game, probably the 25 games prior to that or 40 games prior to that, whatever the number may be, I would have been tuned in a little bit more, watching every play, appreciating it a little bit more. And I know that some of that sounds kind of sentimental, but now going into the season, knowing that like these are all going to be the lasts of things, you know, the last time he does this, the last time he does that. I don't know, dude. That's just like, from a fan's perspective, we are watching the greatest player in franchise history. There's a very high percentage chance that he's never going to, like, no one's ever going to surpass Dwayne Wade. So to gear up for this season is a cool moment as a fan, because I think a lot of times the guys that we love as players, they maybe don't get the farewell tour, and they're just like, you know, all of a sudden they're out, and you didn't necessarily appreciate those moments. So, here they come.
LeBron played his last game here, and we never knew it was the last game.
That's a great example.
Chris Bosh played his last basketball game, and we never knew. And to kind of raise your point, Dwayne and Udonis are going to go out together.
It's the storybook, man. It's
like,
perfect.
Dude, like, I don't know, you know, like in me in fantasy land, I want to see them both out there in a playoff game, just fighting for a chance to like stay in, even if they lose, even if they go out. I want them to do it together.
Has UD officially said he's not coming back again after this though?
He hasn't said that, but I know that
he's not going to.
No,
I don't know if he said something.
I know that him and Dwayne have
it's like, no, I'll do one more.
have talked about it, and he mentioned at the event that him and Dwayne held at 800 Degrees. So UD kind of mentioned, you know, like they asked UD, like, you know, are you going to do this without Dwayne, like this and that, and UD was super like, like non-committal because Dwayne's still not signed yet. And it's kind of funny how things change, because that was Thursday. Right, so on Thursday night, we're there, and Ira comes out of the box asking Dwayne, have they offered you the mid-level exception? Have they done this? Have they done that? And let me tell you something. Ira's out here doing journalism. Like, Ira's not here to play. And as Ira's asking these questions, Udonis starts laughing. He's like, yo, Ira, you don't give us a chance to warm up or stretch or anything. So, but like lost in all that was, D-Wade was just like, ask my agent. I don't know. Yeah, no, I would like to play. I don't know. Like, it was super, not even I would like to play. He was super like wishy-washy about it. And then when we talked to Riley at 2 months ago.
Not 2 months ago, 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago. Oh my God, man, time flies. Woof! We talked to Riley at the grand opening of
those eyes, man.
Those eyes, man. That orthopedic hospital that we were out there. Riley was saying just kind of similar stuff. Like, it's not about contract, it's not about mid-level exception. And I want to pick your brains a little here. Brass, I kind of think that the Heat strong-armed Dwayne into this, because it doesn't make sense that Dwayne was really that Dwayne was contemplating retirement for this long, and then he comes and takes the minimum.
Yeah, that's weird.
It's weird, dude.
I was surprised that it was a minimum. I did expect the mid-level, though I'm elated that it wasn't. I think it's pretty
why
awesome.
are you elated? I mean,
to
it's
take
not,
that kind-
it's not your money. It's Mickey's tax money.
Well, no, but again, that's but it still keeps the team in a more reasonable financial standpoint going forward, and it's going to be easier to sort of keep them out of the tax and to make some more moves going forward. Yeah, so elated isn't the word, but I was shocked actually because I expected that or bust.
Me too.
Hey,
But
maybe.
yeah, he didn't need this. He didn't need this. I mean. He had truly nothing left to prove with the franchise, and coming back at the end of last season was awesome. It was great, and he had that. He had some really great moments, but I mean, especially that playoff game was just.
Is that playoff game
awesome.
better than the game that he had at home in the regular season following the Stoneman Douglas moment? I just think as a community event like that. Like that resonates.
That was
to me,
a bigger.
dude. Like
that was a bigger moment, but really in terms of
like
just
basketball. Yeah, the playoff moment was
basketball playoff. Dwayne, man,
But
like,
Dwayne kind of
he was-
transcends in this town. Dwayne kind of transcends basketball, right? Because I think a lot of us can understand that he's 36 years old at an advanced age, and we understand that a high usage rate for a 36-year-old, a 36 usage for a 36-year-old, is probably not the best idea. But like we don't like basketball. Be damned, we don't care. And like he kind of transcends that. I was talking to Ethan today actually about how he's such a like special figure in this town that not only is he this enormous community figure in sports, dude's his own damn economy. Like he opens this restaurant in Aventura, all sorts of people are there. He gets all sorts of socialites to show up to the soft opening. Things don't do well in the area that he put that restaurant in. We all know that's going to do just fine because his name's attached to it. He comes back. We put up a video. We're at like 200. What is it, Brian? Like almost 300K on one of the videos.
Combined
Yeah.
the two videos that we posted in the last 48 hours. Yeah, we're over 300,000 now. And
Ethan's
counting.
feasting on downloads. Like, dude is his own economy in like this seismic way that I think if you leave Miami, he's not that anywhere. Like, he can't go anywhere and be any sort of impact financially to an area or just a community as he is here. And I think that's kind of amazing and lost in, D-Wade's back to play basketball. Like, no, dude, like this guy matters in a way that's tangible, that there are numbers backing it. We can see. I think that's cool.
I absolutely agree. I mean, I feel like for the Heat fan, this is also one of those weird moments where Dwayne is transcending winning and losing and that kind of stuff, in that this also is kind of the end of the Pat Riley era to some degree, because we know that that's imminent. You know what I'm saying? So like, it's weird how this has came full circle. These guys kind of split apart, and now it's going to be almost like the culmination of both of their careers is kind of going to take place kind of around the same time. So it's really tugging at the heartstrings of Heat fans in an interesting way, because there's so much that's happened historically with those two guys, and they've kind of like repaired the relationship. And I don't really think it was about money. I really feel like this was a move where Dwayne was going to take the minimum regardless. That's just my opinion. It'd be really cool if all of a sudden we heard that he was presented with, we can keep Wayne, but you're going to have to take the minimum. And then he sacrificed again to keep Wayne Ellington.
No,
I
but
think
that wouldn't have taken that long.
But, I'm, again, always looking at the positive hope traffic side of things. Woo! But, so I think that there's just a lot of cool stuff in play, and Dwayne being back, it's totally beyond basketball. It has way more to do, way more to it than just wins and losses at this point.
And from the fans' viewpoint, from like an organizational point of view, I think it means a lot going forward to have a real bookend to the Dwayne Wade story. To start there, yeah, he had that little hiccup in the very end there with the Bulls and the Cavs, but to come back and not just come back on a trade situation, but to come back and sign a final contract, and then you get to have that to end and have that finality. I think is a nice send off, and I think going forward is going to feel right. It would have felt kind of empty, and it would have given some questions to the organization and how they treat their players if that didn't take place. So I think it's kind of important that it happened. So that makes me really happy.